In 1809, Jefferson wrote, "Nature intended me for the tranquil pursuits of science by rendering them my supreme delight." Clearly, Jefferson thought of nature as God. It says, "But even if you don't feel persuaded that nature's God means the law of nature, and you insist that it refers to a supernatural God, then you still cannot use it to support Judeo-Christian God. Why? Because to call the God of the Bible as nature's God would not only contradict the Bible, but would constitute heresy in the minds of the 18th century Christian leaders of both the Protestant and the Catholic faith. Nature's God described a pagan concept because nature describes the world. The biblical concept of nature describes the earth, the world, the planets, plant, man, animal as nature, but certainly not as a part of God. According to Christianity, God and Jesus come from above. The God of Christianity does not come from this world. The alleged Jesus said, whatever, "You are from below, I am from above, you are of this world, I'm not of this world. My kingship." Well, you could tell the dude that wrote this, he wasn't writing it from a Christian or like he believed in God. He was writing it from an objective point of view.
That makes it more credible.
Yeah, I know. And he's saying that, the God, he's saying that the God that they talking about, like when he says one nation, what was that? What document is that when he's like, one nation under God, indivisible?
That's the Pledge of Allegiance.
Right. But that God is the same God that they talking about in the Constitution. That's the God that Nimrod brought forth when he united the earth against the Most High. So he said we need to come together. Let me get it real quick. It says, "And the whole earth was of one language and of one speech. And it came to pass as they journeyed from the east that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt there. And they said one to another, Go, let us make brick and burn them thoroughly. And they had brick for stone, and slime had they for mortar. And they said, Go to, let us build us a city and a tower whose top may reach unto heaven, and let us make us a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the earth." So, like right there, when it says, let us make a name, that means it says the name as designation of God, reputation, fame, glory. And it says an appellation as a mark, a memorial of individuality, authority, and character. So Nimrod, inspired by the spirit of Satan, when he said, and they said, Go to, let us build us a city, a tower whose top may reach unto heaven, and let us make us a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth. So they actually, under Nimrod, Satan was in Nimrod, and he was making a move because he knew that it was a great chance that when he came together to try to take authority, that the Most High was going to scatter them. So Satan was trying to get them to scramble and make a move so he could actually rise up and become the authority. It says, but even if you do not feel persuaded that nature's God means the laws of nature, and you insist that it refers to a supernatural God, then you still cannot use it to support a Judeo-Christian God. Why? Because to call the God of the Bible as nature's God would not only contradict the Bible, but would constitute heresy in the minds of the 18th century Christian leaders of both the Protestant and the Catholic faith. Nature's God describes a pagan concept because nature describes the world. The biblical concept of nature describes the earth, the world, the planets, plant, man, and animal as nature, but certainly not as a part of God. According to Christianity, God and Jesus come from above. The God of Christianity does not come from this world. The alleged Jesus said, "Ye are from below, I am from above. Ye are of this world, I am not of this world, and my kingship is not of this world." So he's like, look, if this was true, then, and this is what y'all believe, then this contradicts what y'all saying. It says, "But to the pagans, many gods of nature exist. The Egyptian, Hindu, Greek, Roman religions describe a plethora of gods of nature. Below gives us just a few examples of pagan nature gods from various religions. Bel, god of thunder; Ain, whatever, god of fire; Poseidon, god of the sea; Mars, god of the war. You had Apollo, you had all kinds of gods. It says the Egyptians worshipped Anikit, goddess of the Nile; Bel, god of the desert; Yam, god of the sea, etc. The Hindus worship Vedic gods: Surya, god of the sun; god of fire; god of rain. The Greeks had Apollo, god of the sun; Aphrodite, god of love; god of the sea. The Romans honored whatever his name was, goddess of corn, goddess of liberty, goddess of the sea. The pagan nature gods number in thousands. Clearly, then, to worship a god of nature, regardless of whether you think it means the law of nature or a supernatural god of nature, means practicing paganism by the very meaning of the word. To continue with the words in the declaration, we hold these truths to be self-evident: that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. The declaration echoes John Locke's idea that in the state of nature, all human beings live free and equal. Locke would remain a hero of Jefferson throughout his life. The idea that all men are created equal goes against the biblical doctrine. The Bible supports inequality from a top-down hierarchy: God, man, woman, beast. Catholic dogma adds the church and their priests between God and man.